up, everybody? Your boy Ghetto Greg from Punchingbagskunk YouTube channel, and we got an exciting show for you today. We're going to talk about Keyshawn Davis, that jackass. I warned you about this guy before, but you didn't want to listen to me. Now look it. We're going to talk about Keyshawn Davis in Norfolk, Virginia, and all, and his brothers jumping that opponent, all that foolishness that went down. We're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about the super fight with Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Yeah, I'm going to tell you who's going to win that fight. No fluffinetta, no flip-flopping, no in the middle, no blue gray area. I'm telling you who's going to win that fight and why. Right after this.
Everything that God put me through, I was built for it. Everything I got, it worked hard for the bill, you know it. Demon 750 rolling hard, I'ma keep short. Streets to the red carpet ride, yo, you bitch know it. The skunk destroyed, the punk will stop it. The truth was sunk, the boat nonsense. They lean and ox and fiend a little bit. The skunk be shining bright a little bit. Boy, Ghetto Greg, Punchingbagskunk.
Keyshawn Davis. I told you guys that, well, initially I told you that I wasn't impressed with Keyshawn Davis. Now I'm definitely not impressed with him on any level. Keyshawn to me is another shining example of what's wrong with boxing. When we talk, I beat up Rolly Romero for the same type of wannabe ghetto foolishness, and Keyshawn Davis ain't far behind. What makes this sad is that Norfolk, Virginia got a really classy legacy in boxing, left there by the late, great Pernell Whitaker. But this kid is tarnishing all of that greatness to me. I'm just saying, Pernell Whitaker from Norfolk, he is Norfolk, Virginia, and Keyshawn Davis coming out there should have a little bit more, how can I say, respect for his legacy than to be at the scope where Pernell had so many great fights and out there and pulling that nigga hit. Alright, jumping opponents and garbage fighting, all that junk. Alright? And look, aside from all of that, aside that he's a jackass with all that stuff. Alright, a champion doesn't miss weight like that for a big fight. He's professional. Oh, Keyshawn Davis. This guy missed weight. Alright, he missed weight and the fight called off. I just don't think he's focused. I think that he's a kid that needs direction. I didn't like when I seen him and them guys over there, Turkey Alashiki's one of them fights over there, and they interviewed him and he was just talking reckless. Like confidence is one thing, but foolishness is another. Smart I like, smart ass I don't. This is why I don't like Rolly Romero. Because the way he deals with the press and the public, and he's bad for boxing. You guys talk about Jake Paul being bad for boxing, right? But Jake Paul is honoring guys like Mike Tyson. Jake Paul is getting fighters paid like Amanda Serrano and plenty others. Jake Paul is not out there trying to act gangster, fighting people and all that ghetto junk. But you guys give him all this problem, right? But you let jackass like Keyshawn Davis go, who is unprofessional and misses weight for a fight, right? Tarnishes the great legacy of Pernell Whitaker from Norfolk, Virginia, all right? And he's not even all that great. Look, all right, good fighter. But if you listen to him, he's an all-time great. Hey, Keyshawn, not even close, brother. Not even close. Look at old Marvin Hagler. That's what you need to do. A guy that always shows up in shape. You need to study Marvin Hagler, Keyshawn. Alright, all that ghetto junk, that right there should never ever happen in the scope of Virginia. Just shouldn't happen. I don't care about your excuses. I don't care who was right or wrong. I don't care. It doesn't happen. That stuff doesn't happen in my day. That kind of foolishness and at the scope, at the fighting and gang junk. That don't happen in my era. But there you go about the new school jackasses. Keyshawn Davis, right now, I'm completely unimpressed with you. I don't think, I never, if you go to my other video when I did on Keyshawn, I think it's called Pump the Brakes, go in my archives and look at it. I give him a little bit of respect. Yeah, he had some tools and all that, but sometimes it ain't about tools, brother. Sometimes it's about something a little more than tools. Sometimes it's about class and dignity and honor and stuff like that. I don't like you. Right now, you're right up there with Rolly Romero, and everyone knows I can't stand Rolly Romero. So get your act together, all right? Change the way I feel about you. And you might say, I don't care how you feel about you. There's a problem, jackass. You need to care what fans and sports pundits and analysts, and you need to care what the media thinks about you. Okay? That's all I got to say about Keyshawn Davis. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. For a while there, I was one of them guys that was saying Canelo's too big for him. Weight does matter. But with that said, Terence Crawford is not. He's a rare breed, man. This guy bench presses. I heard. I don't know how true it is. Bench presses 400 pounds. There's NFL players that can't bench press 400 pounds. This guy is just a naturally strong dude. And you know me. I go by. I judge who's gonna want to fight by unconventional stuff. I test. I'm a eye test. And look, when Terence Crawford is not playing.
So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stuff a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch. Since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them. Stuff a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch. I ain't scared of shit, and you gonna find that out.
Terence Crawford is not playing with Canelo. He's not playing with you, Canelo. When I listen to Terence Crawford talk, I just feel that Canelo is intimidated. I know Canelo fans gonna say never, but I've never seen Canelo act this way during pre-fight. He always got that kind of snotty, I'm better than you kind of attitude or aura to him. Like when he told Belanga, yeah, you hit me, your payday's over, and Belanga shut the hell up for the rest of the pre-fight tour. Didn't say anything. That's why I think Belanga's a jackass too. So anyway, I think that Terence Crawford actually got Canelo Alvarez intimidated. I see that. I see that in his demeanor. I see that. I've never seen this Canelo pre-fight before. Now you could say when he said that Turki Al-Ashiki's on Terence Crawford's side and rooting for him, you could say that's the reason why he's not the same. I don't know. But the intangible that I see with that is that he's not the same. He don't have the same confidence. I think he's intimidated by Terence Crawford. But I always tell you guys, and I don't want to say I started, but I started a real difficult conversation on the Facebook group, Punchingbagskunk Facebook group, which, by the way, go over there and check it out. We're pushing 10,000 members now. Great group where you got professionals and knowledgeable boxing people. But anyway, I started a firefight on there with this post. I'm gonna read it right now. Okay, I'm gonna read it what I posted. It's called "When Greatness Meets, It's Always the Greatest That Shine." You guys hear that? All right. Sorry, guys. Terence Crawford will win the super fight with Canelo Alvarez. Why? Because great black fighters always beat great Hispanic fighters in super fights. Sorry, guys. It is what it is. There are lots of great Hispanic fighters throughout boxing history. Every time a great Hispanic fighter is paired against a great black fighter, the black fighter wins. Get mad, bitch and moan, all you want, but history supports my claims. Crawford is a great black fighter. Canelo is believed by many to be a great Hispanic fighter. I personally think he's the biggest hype job in the history of boxing, but that's a whole nother story. The great black fighter will win like the great black fighter always wins. Ghetto Greg, Punchingbagskunk Boxing. I caused a fight about that. And I don't give a damn. I ain't nobody whoop my ass. But my point is, when you have super fights through history, the black guy always beats the Hispanic guy. But we don't got to go race. I know you guys want to run with that. Oh, you're racist. Shut the hell up. My point is this. Canelo Alvarez seems intimidated by Terence Crawford. When I hear Terence Crawford talk, I hear confidence. I know he believes he can beat Canelo. I don't think Canelo believes he can beat Terence Crawford. I think he's intimidated. Terence Crawford is the first real, good, solid black fighter that he's ever fought. It is what it is. You can talk about all the other guys. I'm not impressed with none of them. Terence Crawford is actually the first real black fight. Now, and I really think he only chose to fight him because he figured he has such a huge advantage in the weight. But I didn't know. Terence Crawford is going to beat him because Terence Crawford is a much better fighter. Skill-wise, everything-wise. And people keep saying that he got a run from Canelo. Listen, here's my prediction. Crawford stops Canelo. He's going to stop him. I know no one's ever stopped him. He's going to stop him. Listen, think prior to the Errol Spence-Crawford fight. How it was 50-50. Look what he did to Errol Spence. Let me tell you something. Terence Crawford is a dog.
Understand this fight, one of the best finishers in the boxing. And Crawford just nails him. Big left hand, right hook, uppercut, sends him back. Another left hand. Hurting Kaviaskis, get him against the ropes, and then look at the uppercut, how he sneaks it up the middle as Kaviaskis lean forward just a little bit. Uppercut.
Yeah, it's not difficult. Terence Crawford made up his mind, and I'm going to stop you from hurting me, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get that done, whether I'm in a southpaw stance or the right-hand stance. And Kaviaskis felt every bit of Terence Crawford tonight, and
He is an animal. He's going to stop Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, get in the comments and run your mouth. I'm telling you right now, Terence Crawford is going to stop Canelo Alvarez. I don't know what round, but I'm going to go second half of the fight. I'm going to go second half of the fight. Not a quick knockout, not a shock, boom, explosive knockout, but a knockout altogether, TKO, in the later half of the fight. Terence Crawford is just a better fighter. Right? Canelo can't box. He can't fight. Yeah, he got a little bit of a punch and he got a good chin. All right. But you're talking about a guy that got superior boxing skills and he doesn't. And listen, Terence Crawford's a dog. He'll stand in the trenches with you. People are going to be surprised when they see Terence Crawford stand in front of Canelo Alvarez. The same way they were surprised when they seen Sugar Ray Leonard stand in front of Roberto Duran in the big fight, the Brawl in Montreal. It's going to be like that, guys. I'm telling you right now. It's going to be a shocking victory, and it's going to catapult Terence Crawford into the one of the greatest fighters of all time. That's it. That's all I got to say, man. My prediction is that Crawford stops Canelo. I know you guys say you got to get on his bike and outbox him and all that. No. Terence Crawford is going to stop Canelo Alvarez. Now listen, how many times do I got to show you my predictions got to come true? I could go down the line. I predicted Teofimo against Loma. There's a lot of predictions that it was right on point. But bam. And I'm telling you right now, this is what's going to happen. Terence Crawford stops Canelo Alvarez in their super fight. And then when it's over, I want all you guys that's going to be talking it in my comments, I want you to come back after, right? After Terence Crawford knocks him out, come back to my comments and say, you know what, Greg? You're a genius.